Good morning and welcome to the third installment of Snowblind, an Edward Red Mage mystery. Fourth God's Day. Mother Alice forbade anyone from going hunting today, and Alf seconded the order, as if anyone would want to go out, with wolves howling back and forth to each other in the forest all day and night. Mother Alice insisted on praying out loud all day, and no one had the heart to stop her. Besides, we need all the help we can get. Snow's still falling. First Earth Day, Tanis month, 37th year of Harold IV. We've been stuck in this inn for 10 days. The bread is all gone. The beer's been gone. The onions and such are running low, and we might have a week's worth of hay in the stable for our animals. Mother Alice has Charity and Alf off in a corner, whispering, as if the rest of us can't tell they're discussing supplies. I had to separate Lucas and James. They started wrestling for fun, and it ended up punching each other. James has a black eye. The road is over 2 feet deep in snow and packed ice. We simply can't get out, not with the beasts and carts. It isn't snowing today, but it is freezing cold, and nothing is melting. Mother always said snow on the ground is waiting for more. First water day, Tanis. Hard to believe spring is supposed to begin in 20 days. It's snowing again, but some of the men went out hunting anyway. We've got to eat, after all. I'm going to keep teaching Charity her letters. So, Charity, I asked, are you going to go west with Peddler now? We were sitting at a table near the hearth, scrawling letters onto the tabletop with charred sticks. She nodded. He came from out west, he says, had family there. But when his father died, he got in a fight with his brothers and left. But he doesn't mind going back if I go with him. Maybe even start a family of his own. Wait. He just met you, and now he's asking you to marry him? I asked, once again letting my mouth outrun my limited sense. Charity rolled her eyes at me. I'm a whore, she said, voice bitter and resigned. I sleep with strangers all the time. At least this fellow might be offering something permanent. He'll take care of me for a while, if nothing else. Besides, what other choice do I have? Mother Alice would take me in, sure, but she'd pity me, and so would all the other holy virgins in the convent. My mama was a half-elf whore who named me Charity because she knew I'd be begging all my life. I can take handouts, but not pity. She narrowed her eyes at me. Are you teaching me out of pity, or because you actually like me? I wasn't sure what to say. Never mind, it's something to do until Forrest gets back from hunting, she said, turning back to the tabletop and tracing the letters I'd modeled for her. Somebody'd better bring some meat in tonight, because there's pretty much nothing left except a barrel of dried peas and a few withered turnips. I mean, you can live on peas, but there are 11 of us, and they won't last too long. But that night, there were only 10. First Waters Day continued. Tanis. Peter, Mother Alice's servant, is gone. The wolves we've been hearing startled the hunters in the woods, and they all ran. Peter got separated. I can't believe you just left Peter out there to be eaten by wolves, Mother Alice wailed. We all stared dully at the meal, pea soup, Charity ladled out, but no one ate. Shouldn't you have shot them or something? The priestess continued. Her usual composure shattered. She rubbed tears from her face with the sleeve of her deep green robes. How could you abandon him? You know he has the mind of a child. Hard to draw a bow when you're running for your life, Alf said. There were over a dozen of them. Only 5 of us. I'm not especially good at ciphering, But I figure that would mean even if each of us shot and hit one wolf, there would be enough to jump and kill us while we were knocking our second arrow. Never heard tell of so many wolves at once in my life, said the younger Potter. If I get back to the city alive, you can bet I'm not going to leave again. You're all a pack of despicable cowards, Mother Alice snapped. How could you let him suffer such a painful death? You weren't there, Potter countered. You don't know what it was like. We could barely see, with the snow blowing everywhere and the echoes from the mountainside. It made it sound like the wolves were everywhere at once. It's a miracle more of us didn't get left behind. Mother Alice kept at it. You ran like cowards. The blame and argument continued off and on for the rest of the evening, and all the next day I retreated into a corner with my journal. Charity left me undisturbed. She was occupied with figuring out how long she could feed 10 people on the remaining peas. Maybe they were kernels of peas. Sorry, guys. It's been a day. Though not as bad as theirs. First wing day. Tanis. No one wants to live or die on dried peas. Even the apprentices went out to try and hunt today. I stayed behind with old Charlie Potter, Mother Alice, and Charity. Charlie's got a bad cough, and I'm going to see if I can brew up something to help him. Then I'll see if Charity wants another lesson. So why are you teaching me to read, Edward? Charity asked. If it's not out of pity and you don't want to bed me, why? I stared at our scribbles that covered the wooden table. Her name, my name, bits of prayers to St. Marina and St. Tanis, in hopes that they might intervene with the weather. Something to do, I said. And you were interested. I guess I just wanted someone to talk to. You seem a kindly fellow, Edward, she said, looking across the room to where Charlie, having drunk the potion I'd made, was napping. Always wanting to help people. The world's going to hurt you, you know. Before I could answer, the indoors opened, and Lucas and James came in, quarreling with one another, followed by Cobbler. I am not taking your boys hunting with me again, Cobbler declared, throwing his cloak over a bench near the fire. They won't hold still, won't keep quiet, scared off everything for a mile, I'll wager. Oof. This was more words than I'd ever heard Cobbler utter at once. So I guess the boys had been truly obnoxious. Where's Alf? I asked them. He went off with Potter, Lucas said. Said they had a spot up the road that they thought deer might cross. And they didn't want us with them, so that we should go with Cobbler. And now I see why, Cobbler said, before falling back into his customary silence. I hope Alf's had better luck than we did, James said. Where's Forrest? Charity asked. He wasn't with them? No, Peddler always hunts alone, Lucas said. Can't see why, him being blind in that one eye. Oh, but suit himself, I guess. Any of those peas left? I'm starved. The 7 of us there in the inn sat huddled around the fire, eating pea soup and waiting for the other 3 to return. What's that? Lucas asked. I hear something outside. The wind, Cobbler said. You'd know the sound better if you'd learn to keep quiet. Shut up, asshole, I snapped. Eddie's cursing, James said. It's the end of the world. You shut up too, I ordered. I thought I heard a voice. We all fell silent, listening to the wind rushing around the corners of the building, trying to push its way in. I hear wolves, Lucas whispered. Forrest and the others are still out there, Charity said. Mother Alice began muttering over her prayer beads. I stood up. Boys, I said, I'm going to make some light and go out to meet Alf, Potter, and Peddler. I need you to come with me, and you too, Cobbler, if you will. But the wolves, the apprentices protested. They won't attack a group of men, so long as we stay together and don't panic. I gave a very dirty side-eye to Cobbler, who had run and left Peter 2 days before. They probably won't bother Alf and Potter, for that matter, if they stay together. It's Peddler who's in danger. Old Charlie began unfolding himself from his seat. No, you stay here and protect the women, I said, not wanting to hurt the white-haired Potter's feelings. The boys and I can handle this. You won't go out to hunt deer, Bear Wizard? But you'll go out after wolves? Cobbler scoffed. You know, Cobbler, I said, I think I liked you better when you never spoke. I may be no good at shooting arrows, but I can bellow and I can fling a torch. Come on, I added, going to fetch my cloak.